Hi, this is James, and today's video is definitely a ramble kind of about nostalgia, and I want to change, I guess, the style of my videos a little bit back to how they were before, which is a more true ramble. I'm not going to make a bunch of weird cuts to avoid the sound of me breathing and things like that, but the reason why I want to do this is because I feel like a lot of the stuff I make now lacks any authenticity or soul in it, and not like a sellout sort of way. Obviously not, because it's not like it's getting any views regardless. I think that's part of it. It's like I'm not getting any views regardless, so it doesn't really matter what I do. I mean, I had an album come out basically a month ago, and it bombed in a way that didn't make sense. like I'll release a throwaway single, and it by itself will get more streams than the whole album combined. And it's not like the single's that good either, so I mean, I don't know what it means besides that I guess it's like, you know, you earn your audience, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll earn it. And yeah, I wanted to make this video about nostalgia because I watched Challengers recently, and it made me realize like what I thought of was my 2024 experience was different than other people's, and the sort of nostalgia people get for it, and how I don't think I was missing out, but I think I could have been engaging with it more. And I think it's good to appreciate things when they happen, because everything's temporary. I feel like it's sort of narcissistic to believe something inherent to your situation should merit something to continue, you know, like specifically in the sense of like you know, people get that with relationships. They're like, this relationship was good, so why didn't it last? And it's like, well, like a variety of things, and like I think it's kind of dumb, you know, when it's like, you don't want a good thing to last forever, because then it just gets bad, and you're sort of grateful when something has like a good ending. I feel like when people think about the 2024 summer, it was a very sensical structure, right? And especially when the soundtrack was so distinct, in that Brat was out, Sabrina Carpenter's album was out. There was a sort of sound that was definitive, and it made a big impact. And I know what albums I was listening to. I was listening to K-Tronada a bunch, and I was listening to Brad a lot. And that was distinct for me. It was also a time where I was getting into the 1975 in a deeper way. I was also, at the time, in a sort of relationship with someone that allows me to be nostalgic for that time in a positive light. You know, I look back on it fondly. I don't want to go back to that space or time at all, but it gives me a broad, like a more a powerful sense of nostalgia because of what it signified to me then, what it meant at the time, and I'm very grateful for that time. And it's weird that just 2 years later, not that long ago, I still get the same feeling of nostalgia that I might get at something that happened 10 years ago. And to me, I don't like when people say like, the only time in my life where I was truly happy was childhood, because it's like, no, you weren't truly happy. You were a child. Like, you didn't know what you were experiencing. I'm like I think of myself, I was a pretty self-aware kid. I didn't know what I was experiencing. So it's like, when you go through a moment of like fully self-realized happiness or bliss, and I don't think happiness should be anyone's end goal. I think that's like a dumb way to think. Regardless, I think it's still good to experience happiness and bliss in general. And the way in which I'm nostalgic for it is something that I'm curious if it will happen now for people culturally outside of the specific like things that are happening in their life. Because when you look at what's happening in people's lives right now, broadly speaking in the US, the only thing that can succeed in people is like personal dynamics. Because it's not like the economy's doing well, the job market's rough. People are generally unhappy when you talk to people. I don't know anyone who feels content right now, and I know a lot of people, And I'm not saying that as like an impressive day. I just mean like as a human being, I know a lot of people, and like to view this time as a good time is kind of bizarre to me. And even in the people I know that are like successful right now, achieving certain things that they're wanting to achieve, I don't see them as being happy. I mean, when you look at the people who won the U.S., right, in the sense of winning the U.S. system, it's usually like the billionaire class, right? The elite people at the top that successfully managed to be, literally rising to the top economically or financially, I mean, and having a lot of impact, cultural influence. They don't act happy. Like when I see like Sam Altman doesn't look happy, Peter Thiel doesn't look happy. All these guys don't look happy. And it's bizarre to say that it's like they probably won't feel nostalgic for this time outside of purely their like achievement in terms of like what market evaluation of the companies they run. Like, it doesn't really seem like a big win in the way that it seems. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and these people are truly chilling, enjoying life, but I doubt they are. And I think the reason why this ties to 2024 nostalgia specifically, outside of my own personal investment into it, is that if something similar to that were to happen now, let's say there's two artists I get like pretty obsessed about, right? Or an album comes out that I get obsessed about. Like, I don't know, I got really into the Fake Mink album. Let's say it becomes a part of a thing. People are talking about it online. You join the discourse. It's fun. And you talk to people about it and you show it to people and you're like, isn't this great? Or for me right now, Ear's new album I think is really good and I'm connecting to a lot. The new Lukeman, I don't know how to pronounce it. Lukema, Loukeman, I don't know. That album is phenomenal and I've shown it to people. And the funny thing is it's like none of that gives me the same feeling. I can't imagine myself looking back on this moment and culturally having the same feeling, because it almost seems like art doesn't matter right now. Well, in the same way that like art doesn't have the same like visual significance, it doesn't mean it's not having an impact in the same way where it's like no matter what is going on in the broader sentiment of culture, people will still have happy moments or sad moments. You know what I mean? Like it's a dumb simplistic way to view things where it's like purely if there's not some massive event. I mean, I like there's so many people right now that to them Ella Langley choosing Texas or what is it, the most boring music of all time, the most nothing music of all time is having a big influence and allows them to connect to people, and it's like good for them, right? Like good for them that they have bad taste. I don't know. Like I can't imagine someone actually like finding any real meaning from it. I mean, even if you're someone who can construct meaning from anything, it's like, what meaning do you construct from that? And I don't know, like maybe this is a cynical view of what's going on right now, but the sort of broader detachment to I guess like a romanticized view of what art and music and culture can be. I'm kind of excluding movies right now because film right now is having a very different sensation going on, but literally in terms of like people's faith in music specifically, because that's kind of more how I understand things, is very much understanding the temporal limitations of it. I think again it's the narcissistic view that it's like temporal limitations are something to conquer, when it's like that might be the greatest thing about something, you know? How horrible would it have been if The Sopranos was 11 seasons? Horrible. Did it deserve 11 seasons? It deserves 15. Should it? No. Thank God it didn't. And I think that's kind of true about Brat and the way that was. That's only viewed at nostalgically because of the fact that there was a distinct end point. And now there's a new Charlie album coming out. That's great. I don't know, you know, high hopes for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really I don't know. The reason why I'm kind of rambling at the end here is because there's not really a good way to close this. There is no closure for this, in the same way for most things there's no closure. But the good thing about a temporal limitation, a temporary moment, is that it allows you to get a moment of closure in that time where you don't have to answer anything, but you know that it's done. And that matters more than any distinct reason for something ending. And yeah, I think things are more complicated and nuanced than usually having a one distinct reason for something. But I think we should all be grateful that things are temporary, and the fact that, things end, and this time will end, and the broader cultural sentiments will change. Thank you for watching. Check out my music. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate you watching. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions and what you think about, being nostalgic for a time so recent. And yeah.